Since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine on February 24, 2022, the war has taken a devastating toll on Russian forces. Despite capturing key areas in Ukraine, Moscow's troops have paid a heavy price, losing countless pieces of military equipment, especially main battle tanks. In this episode, we reveal the true scale of Russia's tank losses and why this could be their most costly battlefield setback yet. Since the outset of the war in Ukraine, Russian forces have suffered staggering equipment losses. The most devastating setbacks came during the early stages of the invasion, when Moscow deployed long armored columns in frontal assaults against well-prepared Ukrainian defensive lines. These tactics proved disastrous. While some analysts estimate that Russia has lost over 4,000 main battle tanks, open-source intelligence and independent assessments suggest the real figure may be even higher. The exact number of Russian tanks destroyed remains unconfirmed, as the Kremlin has not released any official data. Kyiv reported in June 2023 that Russian tank losses had reached 4,000, but more recent Ukrainian estimates now claim losses may be in the tens of thousands. While these numbers could be inflated, a senior U.S. official cited similar figures during a Senate hearing in April, adding credibility to Ukraine's claims. Today, Russia has adopted a more cautious approach in deploying its armored units, yet losses continue at an unsustainable pace. According to open-source analysts from the Oryx Collective, Russia is estimated to have lost, abandoned, damaged, or had seized approximately 3,800 tanks. This number only includes vehicles with confirmed photo or video evidence. In total, Oryx estimates that over 22,000 Russian platforms, including tanks, armored vehicles, and aircraft, have been destroyed, damaged, or captured since the full-scale invasion began. 1 year ago, Oryx reported around 2,000 tank losses, indicating that Russian losses in the past year alone have exceeded the combined total from the previous 2 years. In the early stages of the war, Ukrainian forces were often able to capture Russian armored vehicles, but in recent months, such instances have become increasingly rare. Ukrainian defense outlet Militarny, citing Oryx data, noted that the last confirmed capture of a Russian tank occurred in November of last year, when Ukrainian Marines seized a T-72B3 in the Kharkiv sector. Russia, in an attempt to offset its staggering battlefield losses, has turned to its vast reserves of Cold War-era tanks. During the Soviet Union's push for numerical superiority against NATO, quantity took precedence over quality. This led to the mass production of tanks such as the T-55, T-64, T-72, and T-80. Between 1972 and 1990 alone, the Soviets manufactured nearly 30,000 T-72s, alongside approximately 7,000 T-80s and 12,000 T-64s. Today, many of these outdated machines have been dragged from storage and sent to the front lines in Ukraine, where they are often turned into twisted wreckage. After the collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1990s, Russia's tank production slowed dramatically. Economic turmoil and a weakened industrial base forced Moscow to scale down its armored forces. In a brief period of warming relations with the West, Russia even dismantled large portions of its tank stockpile as a gesture of goodwill. By the early 2000s, Russia had scrapped an estimated 30,000 tanks, reducing its active fleet from around 22,000 to just 6,000. It was a dramatic decline for what was once the largest tank force in Europe. Following the catastrophic losses to Russia's armored fleet, one pressing question emerges: why has this happened, and what has caused such unprecedented destruction? A key part of the answer lies in the rise of FPV drones, small, high-speed racing quadcopters, often modified with warheads salvaged from RPGs. These have become a staple weapon in the Ukrainian conflict, with reports suggesting that Ukraine produced over 1 million drones last year. Drones have rapidly become one of the defining weapons of the Russia-Ukraine war. Their small size, low cost, and surprising lethality have made them invaluable in a battlefield where conventional aircraft are rare due to dense anti-aircraft defenses near the front lines. Even more remarkable, the total cost of building one, including the warhead, often secured with nothing more than cable ties, can be as little as $500 or less. Beyond their destructive capability, FPV drones also serve as critical tools for intelligence gathering, target acquisition, and coordination with other weapon systems. They can act as decoys to mislead or weaken enemy air defenses, relay signals, transport equipment, and even deploy mines. This adaptability has made them one of the most versatile and feared assets on the modern battlefield. Another key factor behind the heavy losses of Russian tanks in Ukraine is the use of highly effective anti-tank weapons. These weapons formed a crucial part of the initial military aid provided to Ukraine at the start of the Russian invasion, and the war has reinforced long-standing lessons about their ability to decisively influence the battlefield. Ukrainian forces have employed shoulder-fired systems, such as the FGM-148 Javelin, the next-generation light anti-tank weapon or NLAW, and the Carl Gustav M4. These weapons utilize the Monroe effect to penetrate armored vehicles with lethal precision. Given that the Russian military relies heavily on tanks and armored vehicles for offensive operations, these anti-tank systems, particularly the Javelin and NLAW, have proven devastating in destroying or disabling such vehicles, effectively stalling Russian advances. The threat posed by anti-tank weapons has forced Russian forces to adopt more cautious and dispersed formations, slowing their offensive momentum and exposing them to other forms of attack. Beyond their tactical impact, the success of these weapons has had a profound psychological effect, boosting Ukrainian morale while potentially eroding the confidence of Russian troops. In the end, the combination of Ukraine's effective use of anti-tank weapons, their mastery of modern drone warfare, and the agility of their battlefield tactics has exposed a critical weakness in Russia's reliance on heavy armor. What was once seen as the backbone of Russia's offensive power has, in many cases, become a liability, slow, vulnerable, and costly to replace. Each destroyed tank is not just a physical loss, but also a blow to Russian morale and a reminder of Ukraine's growing capability to dictate the terms of battle. This war has proven that technology, adaptability, and determination can outmatch brute force, leaving Russia to face an ever-shrinking margin for success on the front lines.